All right, here we go. We've got some tips on running, how to choose the best footwear for the marathon. Proudly brought to you by Australian Institute of Steroids, the AIS here in Canberra, Australia. Anyway, we're going to talk about shoes. This is a video I would have loved to have watched. It's raining outside in 2001 when I did my first ever marathon. And I used a pair of Nike MRIs, which were similar to the shoe here. We have the Nike 4%. This is a vegan edition. This is a fantastic shoe. I don't normally rate Nike shoes anymore. They just don't really feel that good compared to an Ultra. This is my favorite brand, the Ultra. Wide toe box, zero drop, fantastic cushioning. I got this pair of shoes in 2014 and around 247 marathon PR. Smashed my PR using a heavy cushion trail shoe. Super cushioning, cushioning still lasting. Obviously I haven't used it much. I don't run a lot. I'm more of a 5K fun runner, park runner. But yeah, this shoe here, this is the game changer. Very, very light, very, very cushioned. Similar cushioning to this Ultra Olympus. This has got better stone protection on trails, but this is definitely a fast shoe. Very, very cushioned, really cool. It's got that carbon plate in there. It's got a bullshit price tag of $350. So it's only for us rich yuppies with no kids. Actually, that's not true. But anyway, if you're into running, you got to go try a pair of these out. The Vaporfly 4%, all right? Try a pair of these and try a pair of these Ultra Olympus or the Ultra Paradigm, the first batch. Try them out, man. Go to a running store, try them on the treadmill, try these on, see what you think. If you like them, get them. Don't worry about the money. Sell a kidney, sell a kid, hold up your grandma, you have to do what you have to do. This is a shoe as well called the Green Silence. A lot less cushioning. I've run marathons in these before. I'd never run a marathon ever again in these. I'd be using these for the marathon for sure, cushioning. And these do a good shoe though. And I see I've cut the toe box off. I find it a little bit narrow there. All right. Once you use a proper shoe, like an Ultra toe box, look at that difference. You know, where your foot could actually spread versus your foot's crunched up. The Nike. Let's compare the Nike to the Green Silence. It's a little bit, marginally wider, a little bit wider. So Nike started to pay a little bit of attention. You know what would be the best shoe in the world? Is the Ultra, width, zero drop with that Nike cushioning. This midsole, upper with this shape. Game changer. One day, these shoes will fuck and give birth to the Nike Vaporfly Ultra Olympus toe box. Yeah, that'd be really good. But you always want to have a shoe as well, max cushioning, all right? More cushion for the pushing is better in the marathon. The marathon is a race. It's a distance of fatigue metabolites. So you may be hydrated and full of glycogen, which is what we want to be. You might be full of EPO. Probably if you're wearing these shoes, you're probably using EPO as well, especially if you're running elite times. And the fatigue metabolites in the leg is getting mushed in the ground. That's going to be lessened a lot by having cushioning. You got these people out there running Vibram 5 fingers, and I've got friends with them. And I know a couple who ran around Australia, a couple of crazy vegans in their 60s, ran a marathon today around Australia in Vibram 5 fingers. That's epic. That's insane. That's full on. That's crazy. You can do it. You can run a marathon in Vibrams, no doubt about that. You can run around Australian Vibrams if you're extreme as they are, vegan, crazies. But I would never want to run a marathon personally in Vibrams if I was going for my fastest time ever. You want to have that cushion for the pushing so you can go as fast as you can for your fitness, your goals, and have that fatigue metabolites reduced because you've got that cushioning. What I sometimes do is I train in a harder shoe, like a 5 or a 10K run, maybe even a 20K slow, and that develops more impact for my legs. Because I don't run much. I run maybe 5, 10, 15 Ks a week year round. And so then when I do the race, the marathon or half marathon or whatever, I use a cushion shoe and I can go a lot faster because my legs have a bit of conditioning from running a hard shoe. And then when I'm going for a long run, marathon, I can use this and get that speed. So this builds the strength and this conserves your strength in the distance, all right? It's just like the analogy is if you're a boxer and the competition is to punch a bag for 3 hours, all right? Punching that bag in 3 hours. What you want to do is train sort of bare knuckle or minimal padding, bang, 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 and then on the day where you've got to punch the bag for 3 hours, have extra cushioning around your fists, so you got that extra preservation of the muscles and the tendons of the skin, etc. And that's for sure that's going to come in handy. All right? So I train, typically if my legs are fresh, I train in a harder shoe, not too hard, but a harder shoe, builds the leg strength up, the conditioning, the impact strength, and then for the marathon, go soft, go long. All right? Does that make sense? So then you've got that fatigue metabolite in reserves, This helps build the fatigue metabolite resistance up, training in a harder shoe, not too hard, If I just trained in this shoe, I don't think my legs would get as strong, all right? Train in a hard one, race in a softer one. Does that make sense? Does that, everything has to make sense. If this doesn't make sense, comments down below. Things have to make sense. So much marketing and fucking nutrition hype, and people just say shit, but they don't really explain it. Or they explain it like, that doesn't fucking make any sense. It's like people out there who say, don't eat carbohydrates when you train. Train low, race high. Well, how the fuck are you gonna run fast and far if you're in ketosis? You can't. So then comes race day. Oh, now I can eat some carbohydrates, but where's the red blood cells? Where's that VO2 max speed going? Where's the lactate threshold long workouts? You can't do them because you didn't have enough carbohydrates. Your blood volume's dropped, your muscle glycogen, your body can't store much glycogen anymore. It's like, oh, what are we doing here? Your thyroid's lower. So that whole race low carb, race high carb, train low carb race, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But training in a harder shoe to make your legs stronger, fatigue metabolite resistant, and then racing in a soft shoe so you can go even further, for me that makes sense. Especially if you're a runner like myself who doesn't do a lot of running and you want that extra free speed. That's how I ran the 247 marathon on 15 Ks a week. 10 mile a week running, train hard, race soft. So there you go. And another thing as well, actually it's probably not the video, but you definitely want to cross train, right? You want to ride a bike, You want to ride a bike for cross train. Let's say you're with a running group and you're the fittest person there, or maybe you're the slowest person there. Turn up to training with an injury. Always train if you're injured, all right? But train on the bike. As long as you can ride a bike without pain, then do that. You can be the pacer in the group. Have a mirror on the bike and just be setting the pace, have a speedo, carry people's water bottles, carry the music, put some beats on, take music requests, be the DJ on wheels. So many runners get an injury and just disappear. Then they have that emotional burden, that stress, they feel ashamed or they feel embarrassed, they feel frustrated, they feel angry, like fucking injury, fuck. No. Still train. It's like, assuming you can still ride a bike. If it hurts to ride, then yeah, you have to stop. But if you've got an Achilles or a tendonitis in the knee, you can cruise around on a bike as a pacer, can't you? If you've got pain, then don't. But if you can, then ride. And that way you're still part of the group, part of the pack, part of the atmosphere. And also you'll be up the front, or you can be at the back, wherever you want to be. But you can be at the front with the fast runners maybe not really normally with, and you can just feel their vibe. I've run with plenty of Olympic runners or Kenyans or Ethiopians over the years. And the vibe is a lot different up the front. It's a different energy, They really, I would say elite level runners, they definitely run to the expectation of their peer group. They raise the expectation of the peer group. And I've seen people do crazy shit just from the expectation pressure. A lot of people can't handle that. They're like, I don't want to be up there. But no. Be up the front, man. Get up there. Get amongst it. If you want to become a better runner, then hang out with faster runners. Just because someone's faster doesn't make them a better person, but you can always learn some little tips off them, right? Just little subtle things, how they carry their hands, or maybe you can think, hey, that person's pretty fast, but they could get some free speed by having their hands a bit lower instead of having their hands up here, like they're in a boxing competition, have their hands lower, things like that. So there's plenty of tips, and that's what I go for. I go for free speed. I'm lazy, and I like getting the tips, the best tips ever, so I can just save time, get to the fucking point, push away that little side salad and get straight into the fucking rice and get it going, get the action, get the results. So that's how I run, sub 17, most 5Ks I do a sub 17 or at least a 17:30 sub. And that's, I'm age 41 and 5, 10, 15 Ks a week. You can go on Strava and see how much I run. And I'm not some gun runner in high school. I was shit in high school. I was like back of the pack, on the big days. So yeah, that's a big tip, man. Footwear is everything, all right? So that's the Nike 4%. Wrap up the video. Nike 4%, the Ultra Olympus. Oh, actually, the Hoka. The Hoka Clifton 1. Not a bad shoe either. Not a bad shoe. I would say this is my favorite. If I had to run across Australia, I'd go this. Very, very closely followed by this, the 4% Nike. Fantastic shoe. The Hoka got a good cushioning in there. And this Brooks green sole, it's the old faithful I've been using for 9 years. And cut the toe box off there so my feet can sort of splay a bit. And yeah, don't wait for shoe manufacturers to make your ideal shoe. Cut little bits out, tinker with it, you know, get it dialed in. Shoe manufacturers constantly make new models. So you buy, if you find a shoe you like, you buy it up in volume, you know. But it's crazy. This is probably the best hockey they ever did. This is definitely, hands fucking down, the best Nike shoe ever fucking made. Ever made, man. This one, the Nike's Vaporfly 4%. And I used to be a Nike collector back in the 90s. I've had hundreds of pairs of Nikes over the year. I worked in the industry, footwear sales, etc. So I got to try a lot of shoes when they come in. This, my friends, is the game changer. Similar to the old Air Mariah from the 90s, but with a lot better cushioning and a beautiful upper. It's a fantastic shoe. Stupidly priced, made in China for $3, $4, $6, whatever it's made. But yeah, it's fantastic.